If you're headed to Universal Orlando in the month of July, we're about to tell you everything that you need to know to have a great trip.
The July crowds can be really heavy at the beginning of July. So that first week of July, the week of the 4th. Expect pretty long waits, pretty good crowds.
I think like the best way to combat that is to make sure that you're staying on site so that you can get some early park admission. And if you can, you might want to stay at a premier resort so that you can get express pass, and that'll help kind of alleviate some of the issues that you might have with all the crowds.
And with that being said, if you do stay on site, you're going to utilize the bus system. Definitely wake up early and get down there early because the bus lines in the morning can get really long.
Outside of the first week of July, I think all of the weekends are also going to be really crowded, and then the weekdays are going to be moderately crowded, but just kind of expect for a lot of crowds to be at the parks this month, considering it's the last month of summer for most kids in school.
As far as updates in the parks, Minions Land has had a soft opening. The Evil Stuff store is open. You can find some good merch in there. The Illumination Theater is having some meet and greets with some scene characters, I believe, any other characters?
Some Minions.
And some Minions as well. Speaking of the Minions Cafe is also open. So you can go in there and try some new cuisines.
It's like technically soft open, so I guess that means that they could close it at any point, but they definitely don't want to do that. I think it was a very successful soft opening, so I think they'll keep that kind of like open for these bigger crowds in the month of July.
Yeah, it's a good way to eat people up. The ride is not open at this point. When is that going to be?
It doesn't really look like they have any updates on that. There's no like annual pass holder previews that have been announced or anything. You really think that they would want that ride open by the 4th of July since there are going to be so many people there. It would just be really good to have people being eaten by that ride as well, but I don't think that that's going to happen. They just haven't had any pass holder previews for it yet, and I don't think we're in the stage of having VillainCon open.
The Universal site did say VillainCon would be open at some point in the summer of 2023, so hopefully it's in July, but maybe it's in August or September.
We'll let you know, like over on our Instagram stories when it opens up. We will definitely let you know that, but for now, we don't think it's going to be open anytime within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
So on Universal's website, they don't have anything mentioned about any 4th of July festivities, but we did tweet them and ask if there's anything going on, and their response was, starting at 5 p.m. on July 4th, guests visiting Universal City Walk and Universal Studios Florida can enjoy live music, a DJ, and themed performers.
So in Universal Studios, they will have those live performances, but they'll also have character meet and greets kind of in the production central area where you can meet different characters and kind of hang out and wait for a little small pyrotechnics display. They won't call them fireworks because I guess they're not allowed to within the city of Orlando. So they say they're going to have a pyrotechnics display at 9 p.m. at Universal Studios Florida on the 4th of July.
The Jurassic Park Tribute Store is still open in July, and it should be open all the way through July. It's really neat. There's a lot of cool things from the original movies, a lot of photo ops, and a lot of cool merch.
So if you're there in July, definitely check that out because that will be closing down when the HHN Tribute Store has to get ramped up. So definitely check that out and check out all of the celebrations they're having for Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary.
You can now make dining reservations on your phone for restaurants in City Walk, Universal Studios, and Islands of Adventure.
That's pretty cool because you weren't able to before, and like especially for character dining, like we've been interested in going to the Cafe 4 like Marvel character meet and greet dining, but you've always had to like just kind of like walk up, and I don't know, I would definitely rather make it on the app.
If your ride offers on-ride photos, you can now scan a QR code once your ride is complete to have your photos sent directly to your app.
So you'll be able to actually take your picture that you see when you get off of the ride and get it directly on your phone. And if you have that photo package, you'll be able to download it immediately. And if you actually want to buy one, but you haven't purchased the photo package, you can buy it on your phone now, which is pretty cool.
And we'll put a link of all the rides that have on-ride photos.
Something else that's really cool in the month of July is going to be the secret menu on the freestyle machine. So if you get a freestyle cut, which we highly recommend, there's going to be a little icon down in the corner of the freestyle machine, and it's going to ask you for a password, and you just draw the letter U with your finger on the freestyle machine, and it's going to open up a secret menu.
And we'll provide a link of the secret menu in the description below.
Yeah, so check those out. You can also walk up and order them if you want to walk up, but those are at specific locations only, so the link will have all of that information for you. Moving on to different closures around the parks, the first thing we're going to talk about is the Hogwarts Nighttime Light Show, and it is still down for refurbishments. It went down in June, and we don't know when it's coming back.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I like it. I like the light show.
It is nice, but honestly, I would take the crowds being lower in Hogsmeade and being able to kind of like hang out there at night instead.
And it gets extremely crowded in Hogsmeade at that time.
Yeah, so honestly, if you're there in July, take advantage of that and go cast some spells and hang out around Hogsmeade doing things that you wouldn't normally get to do.
Yeah. Also in Islands of Adventure, Circus McGurkus, the restaurant, is currently closed. The actual building itself is open. We rode High in the Sky Trolley on our last trip. Like, we saw people in there just hanging out. So I guess they leave it open for like air conditioning and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty hot right now, so that's a good place for you to go get air conditioning, but you're not able to order anything on the menu right now. They have moved some of the offerings that they had to like Starbucks, I think, but you are not going to be able to eat in there. You can go get some air conditioning in there.
Yeah.
That's nice of them to leave that open. Over at Universal Studios, the entrance to the actual park is still under construction. They have the left side closed down right now. It's all walled off. So they have temporary entrances in the center, and then they obviously have the right side open as well. But if you are going to rope drop Universal Studios, you need to get there a little bit earlier than normal.
Yeah. Also in studios, the Kids Zone is still being refurbished for a retheme. I don't really have any other updates than that, but if you plan on doing that or you've seen something about that, just know that it's not going to be open for you.
Yeah, it's still closed, and we don't have a date on when it's going to open or even what's happening. So it'd be cool to know, but
That would be nice.
focused on Minion Land right now.
Hopefully it's like more Minions or something.
Yeah, something. Shrek would be awesome.
Yeah, another Shrek. Yeah, maybe another Jurassic Park.
Do that. Jurassic Park would be cool. Yeah. As far as park hours go this month, they're pretty simple. So Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida are open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every single day. And there is early park admission that's going to be offered only at Islands of Adventure for this entire month. The hours at Volcano Bay are a little bit more complicated, with them being Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And on the weekends, it's 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And early park admission is at 8 a.m. daily at Volcano Bay.
If you're doing an early park admission, we would recommend you get there like an hour early. So if the park opens early at 8, like probably try to get there like 7:15, because the lines still do get backed up. And if you want to rope drop something like Hagrid's, like it's going to be a scramble like as soon as the gates open.
Yeah, you want to be like the first ones in line for early park admission so that you can beat everybody else to those rides that are open during early park admission.
If you're an annual pass holder, there are some blockout dates to consider. If you have the seasonal, you're going to be blocked out for the entire month of July.
All three parks. You're not going to be able to go to any of them.
If you have the power, you're going to be blocked out of Volcano Bay until 4 p.m. every day.
But that's it. Those are the only blockout dates. Premier and preferred annual pass holders never have any blockout dates, so you are good to go in the month of July.
If you're not an annual pass holder, there are also some deals you can take advantage of.
So if you want to get a 2-park ticket, if you buy 2 days, then you will get 3 days for free. So you'll end up getting 5 days of a 2-park ticket for the price of 2 days.
You can also have 30% off of a 3-park 5-night package.
Which is, I guess, a pretty good deal if you want to go to all 3 parks.
For 5 nights.
That's a long time to stay at Universal, but
that's a long time.
Go for it if that's you. And then depending on how long you're gonna stay, there are some deals on Portofino Bay. So if you're gonna stay for at least 4 nights, you can get a discount on a stay at Portofino Bay just because it's undergoing some external renovations. They want it to be ready for Epic Universe in 2025. So they are doing some updates, but that means you might be able to get a good deal.
That's all we have for the month of July. If you're going this month, I hope you have a really good trip. Also, if you know of any other things happening in July, go ahead and comment down below, and we'll try to update the people with those.
And if you are going to the parks this month and need some help planning your trip, we have this video right here for you, and we'll see you in the next one.